Hello guys, this is another fellow victim here who will share her story today. Don't worry, I got some good revenge against the one who wronged me. In this case, it was my husband. I will be calling everyone by fake names because some people in my story may get recognized. So I'm Aria and my husband is Darren. Darren and I happen to be what our friends called the perfect couple. We had a great relationship and a decent marriage, although Darren had some issues with me. After we got married, Darren refused to take me to his work parties and didn't let me mix with his friends as well. He used to work in a very high position and had a lot of posh friends and clients. Meanwhile, I was a small business owner, although slowly expanding it to the intermediate level. Plus, I worked at a charity foundation which Darren also didn't like. All in all, he felt like I wasn't good enough for his circle. I have some issues with self-esteem and self-confidence, so his behavior used to hurt me. However, I also wasn't used to standing up for myself, and I don't even know why I stayed with him for so long. Anyway, back to the story. Let me tell you how I ended up divorcing Darren. It all started when I got back in contact with a school friend of mine. Her name is Lena, and her husband Jeremy was a very successful businessman. I mean, he is a literal millionaire. Lena was one of my closest friends in school. Life happened and we lost touch. However, we reconnected after meeting her at the school reunion. She ended up inviting me to a big party that her husband was organizing. I immediately agreed and told her that Darren had been wanting to meet Jeremy for work purposes. Lena even said that she would put in a good word for us. When I told my husband about it, he was overjoyed. He said, "This is my chance to shine, Aria. I can tell that this invitation is a sign from God. I'm going to get that promotion offer, making Jeremy our official client." "I'm so happy, Darren. Lena said that she would help us out as well. Apparently Jeremy wants to meet us and get to know us. Lena and I were very good friends. This party will change my life for the better, Aria. I just know it." I was really happy that I could help Darren out. However, he showed no appreciation for me. What he tried to do was even worse. Just a few nights before the party, Darren walked up to me while I was trying on the dress I bought for the party. I was really excited to show him the dress and earn his compliment. I went and bought a dress because I am not a very dressy girl. I mostly have work formals and casuals in my closet. I knew well enough that none of those options would suit a grand party like the one we were supposed to attend. So I got a dress ordered online. It got delivered that day and fit perfectly. I felt so beautiful in the dress that I called my husband over to see it. Darren had always had a problem with me not dressing up more, so I thought this time he would be proud of me. But his reaction wasn't something that I was expecting. He looked blank and said, "Why did you suddenly buy a dress?" "I bought the dress for the party, of course. Do you like it? I think I look really good. You always complain that I don't dress up. How do I look now?" "Well, you look decent, I guess. But there was no reason to buy a dress for the party." "Why not, Darren? I know it's just one party, but I haven't been to anything this big before. Can't look out of place now, can we? I want to look my best." Darren made a face but didn't say much. He also didn't properly compliment the dress. His reaction was making me feel insecure and I started to doubt myself. Like every time, Darren was making my confidence dip dangerously low. Still, I straightened my back and said, "Is there a problem with the dress, Darren? Do I look bad?" "I doubt that a dress will make you blend in with them, Aria. Don't you think it would be a good idea for you to attend this party? I don't know what you'll do there." "Of course I'm going to the party. Lena would be expecting me there. I am also very excited to meet her husband." "You do know that he's a millionaire, right? This party is going to be filled with all sorts of high-profile people. I don't think that is something you would like." "Why won't I like it, Darren? How do you know that I won't end up making friends there? I'm pretty sure I will be able to hold my own with them." "Well, I don't think so, Aria. You are just not their type. All the men there have smart and beautiful wives, and I doubt you'll be able to blend in with them." "What on earth are you trying to say, Darren?" "You know well enough that most of the men there have trophy wives. The others who don't have the best-looking wives have partners who work in high-paying jobs and are on a different status altogether." "Exactly, Darren. I am pretty sure there will be people who would be interested in talking about anything other than beauty. I can hold my own in that segment too. I can always talk about my business and my life." "Oh, please, Aria, don't tell me you're planning to tell them about your stupid business. I'm sure you will bore them with all your talk about your stupid business." I felt hurt and slighted when Darren said those words. Firstly, he indirectly called me ugly, and then he belittled my business. He had always been somewhat disinterested in my business, but this was the first time he openly called it stupid. He had his concerns about me not making enough money through it, but those comments had died down recently. Now, I understood that it was probably because he was busy with work and didn't have time for me. But now, when we had to go somewhere together, these thoughts were back in his head. Instead of giving up completely or causing a scene, I calmly said, "You might find my business uninteresting, but that doesn't mean everyone else will find it that way. Besides, you do remember that I work at a charity foundation as well. Going there will help me get sponsors." "You are not being serious right now, Aria. Are you telling me that you will be trying to get sponsors for your charity foundation at the party?" "Yes, it is a great opportunity to meet new sponsors there. Like you said, there'll be a lot of rich and influential people there. I can't miss that chance, and I doubt I will attend another party like this in the near future." Darren closed his eyes and released an exasperated sigh. He looked like he was holding back and trying not to yell at me. I was honestly starting to feel weirded out by his reactions. It was just downright bizarre now. I had no idea what his problem was and why he didn't want me with him. I didn't ask anymore because he stood up and left the room. Again, his entire reaction and behavior were both confusing and irritating. I couldn't even feel the happiness from the dress anymore. My mood was ruined, and I started to have a lot of self-doubt again. Guys, I didn't let Darren's words get to me. In the past, he has excluded me from parties because he always thought that I wouldn't enjoy them. I begged him to take me to at least one place, but for some reason he always left without me. This was the first time that I was going to attend a party with him. I wasn't going to let my insecurities get the best of me. Besides, when I talked to Lena about them, she just laughed and said, "You and your husband are thinking too much, Aria. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun at the party." "But will anyone even want to talk to me? I'm not a high-profile guest like the rest of your guests. I don't want to be too out of place and become a sore spot at your party." "Again, you are worrying too much, Aria. Nothing like that will happen. I will be there, so you have nothing to worry about." "But Lena, you can't be with me all the time. This is your party and you are the host. I'm sure you will have to meet and greet everyone. Darren usually goes off and does what he wants. I don't want to be left alone with no one to talk to." "We are not snobby and uptight people, Aria. In fact, I have a lot of friends who are dying to meet you. I told them all about your business and charity foundation. They're really interested in knowing more. Jeremy has been hinting at becoming a sponsor too. You absolutely need to be here." That was all she needed to say to make me come to the party. Getting sponsors for my charity was very important to me. It was the main reason I wanted to be there at the party in the first place. Now that I knew that a literal millionaire had expressed interest in my foundation, nothing was going to stop me. Besides, Lena was a good friend and I knew she would try to hook me up with some sponsors. I mean, she even said that her friends seemed to be interested to know more. I knew that I had to take the chance. I was going to deeply regret it if I didn't go to the party. Days passed, and Darren didn't quite bring up the party anymore. He did make some weird comments about how I should rethink my plans and really see how my going to the party would be useless. I straight up ignored these comments or gave one-word replies saying that I had already thought things through and will be going. Eventually, the day of the party arrived and Darren was a little annoyed at me for not backing down. He looked a little irritated as he went to get the car out. However, when I climbed into the car after he pulled it out of the driveway, he looked normal. I stupidly thought that maybe he finally saw how unfair he was being. Due to Darren's improved mood, we have some light conversations in the car about mundane things. We were, almost 30 minutes till the party when Darren suddenly pressed his brakes. The car stopped at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. He then told me to go get him a soda from the shop at the gas station while he got some gas for the car. I didn't think anything of it and went to grab the soda. I even got some candies for him as a treat. I went back out and saw that Darren was done getting gas and was waiting. However, when I tried to pull the door handle, I saw that it was locked. I was very confused and kept trying to open it. I banged on the glass lightly and Darren rolled down his window a little. I said, "I can't open the door, Darren. I think it has been locked from the inside or something. Can you open it so that I can get in?" "I don't think so, Aria. I know that the door is locked because I'm the one who locked it, and I'm not opening it for you." "What? But why? Why are you doing this? Is this a prank? Don't do this, Darren. We will be late for the party." I was really confused as to why Darren was behaving this way. He is a serious man and doesn't like joking around, so it was unlikely that he was pranking me. However, it was the only sane reason I could think about. There had to be an explanation for why Darren was being like this. However, much to my dismay, Darren confirmed that he was serious. He said, "You really should have taken the hint and stayed at home. I kept dropping hints for days, but you were adamant about going. If you had listened to me, I wouldn't have had to do this." "What on earth are you saying, Darren? Are you telling me that you don't want me to go to the party? This is ridiculous." "You are right about the party area. I don't want you to go to the party, let alone with me." "What is the problem, Darren? Why are you so adamant about not taking me there? What have I ever done? What is this about?" "Listen to me very carefully. I'm going to a very important person's party. Jeremy is more than your friend's husband to me. He is a potential client, and I don't want to be seen with you because you are embarrassing." I took a few steps back as I felt the weight of his words hit me in the face. My husband, the man who I thought loved me unconditionally, was telling me that I was an embarrassment to him. So in the course of a week, he called me plain, average, boring, unsuccessful, and embarrassing. My mind was crowded with his negative depiction of me, and my self-esteem took a hit. However, I was more hurt than anything and couldn't believe that my own husband would say these things about me. I had tears in my eyes when I said, "You think that I am embarrassing? What are you even saying, Darren? What has gotten into you? I didn't ever do anything to make you embarrassed." "Oh, no, Aria. It's not like you never embarrassed me. I simply didn't give you a chance to do that. That is exactly why I don't want to take you to my work parties and such." But there has to be an explanation, Darren. What have I ever done? Why are you so embarrassed with me?" "Really, Aria, I have to tell you that as well. Where do I even start? You were just a plain, average-looking girl who doesn't belong in these circles. Then you keep talking about your stupid business and your irritating charity foundation. It's just straight up embarrassing. So you think me working for charity is embarrassing? And you think I am plain, useless woman who hasn't done anything in life? Someone who's not worthy of your status? Is that what you are saying? Those are your words and not mine. I can't change my wife, but I can sure save my reputation by not taking her to upscale parties. Now, I've had enough of this chit-chat. Step away from the car because I will be leaving. As I said, this party is important and I don't want to be late and leave a bad impression. You just text your friend that you won't be coming. I'll tell her that you're sick. Darren said that and drove away. It was so quick that all I could do was watch. Besides, after the things he just told me, I wasn't sure I wanted him to go to the party anymore. I was so much in shock that I didn't know what to do. I sat down on a bench at the gas station and started to cry. All my pain kept pouring out of me in the form of tears. I was so hurt and felt so humiliated that I didn't know how to calm myself down. I realized that Darren was hiding me from others because he was embarrassed by me. I was being cast aside and hidden for years because he didn't think I was on his level or worthy enough to mix with the elite society. The fact that the love of my life would demean me so much was a punch to my gut. I was sitting at the gas station for a total of 15 minutes. Throughout this time I was a mess, but also had to keep my senses peeled. Darren had literally dropped me off in the middle of nowhere because we were driving down a highway through the woods. It was a completely unsafe location and I didn't even see many cars pass by. I sat there wondering about my life and lamenting what I knew was the end of my marriage. However, after a while, I realized that if I didn't go to the party, I would be proving Darren right. I was the original guest at the party and Darren was only a +1. He had the remarkable idea of deserting me and going there all by himself. He thought he could humiliate me and then go enjoy a party where he wasn't even supposed to be. Well, he was wrong about that. I wasn't going to just sit here in an unsafe area and wait for him to come back for me. Oh no, I was going to take matters into my own hands. I quickly pulled out my cell phone and called Lena. When she picked up, I said, "I'm so sorry for disturbing you, Lena. I had to call you because this is urgent." "Oh, it's not a problem at all, Aria. Most of the guests haven't even arrived yet. Tell me what's wrong. You don't sound good." "My husband has just abandoned me after 30 minutes from the party venue, Lena. I'm standing at the gas station somewhere on the highway." "What? Why did he leave you in such an unsafe place?" I quickly briefed Lena on what happened and even choked up a few times. Lena patiently heard what I said and taking time out from her own party. I felt terrible, but I also needed to get out of this situation. After I told Lena everything, she was pretty angry at Darren and said, "I can't believe the audacity of that man, Aria. I don't know why you married such a fool. Don't you worry, I'm sending you a car right now. I will give you my driver's phone number as well." "Thank you so much, Lena. I'll go stay inside the shop till your driver arrives. You have been such a huge help." "Oh, please don't even mention it. I just want you to reach the venue safely. As for your husband, I think you should take some action against him. This was just horrible." "I know, Lena. I'm already doing a lot of thinking. There is no way I will ever forgive him for this. He can just leave me while he goes and enjoys the party." "Oh, Aria, he will never get to enjoy the party now. You were our guest, remember? Your husband is only a +1. He won't be allowed inside the venue without you. I would have let him in if you genuinely couldn't come out of your own will, but now that I know the truth, he will never get in. That is, until you say the words." "You know what, Lena? Let him stay outside. He doesn't deserve this invite. For once in his life, I will put him in his place." I was raging mad now, and Lena just laughed. She was really glad that I was standing up for myself. I hung up and quickly sent her my location. Her driver was at the gas station within 20 minutes. Man, he drives really well. I got into the car, and as I was nearing the venue, I got a call from Darren. It was almost an hour since he had dropped me off at the gas station. I picked up the phone knowing full well why he was calling. Darren said, "Why is the security at the venue not letting me in? Did you send me the right QR code?" "Yeah, Darren, I did send you the right QR code. That is not the reason why you have been denied entry." "I don't understand. They're telling me that I cannot enter the venue on my own?" "They're right about that, Darren. What makes you think you can attend the party without me? You were not the one who got invited." "What do you mean, Aria?" "I mean that you never got an invite. The QR code you scanned was my invite. You were meant to be my +1. You never got a real invite to attend the party on your own." Darren was silent for a few seconds before he started to speak. I quickly hung up because I was already at the venue. The car I was in was a shiny new BMW, so I arrived at the party in style. When I walked up to the main entrance, I saw Darren having an argument with the guards. When he saw me, he quickly came up to me and said, "There you are, Aria. I was waiting for you. Let's go inside. Now that you're here, there won't be any problems with me going in. What makes you think I will go in with you? Last I remember, you intentionally stranded me at an unknown location so that you could attend this party on your own." "I made a mistake, Aria. Let's not drag this out right now. You're here, so everything is well. Let's just go in and do our work." "No, Darren. I will go on and do my work that you think is boring and embarrassing. You will stay outside or go back home." No, Aria, please don't do this. Jeremy is an important client to me. I can't miss this opportunity, Aria." "What makes you think Jeremy will be your client after this? Lena knows everything, and I'm pretty sure she will tell Jeremy not to do business with you." Darren had never considered this to happen. He was so sure that he could go to the party that I got invited to and then charm my friend's husband into being his client by using my name. Well, he got to do nothing of the sort. He begged and pleaded with me. He even said that he would lose his promotion if he lost Jeremy as a client. Did I give in to his demands as always? Well, no. This time I did what I could do to stand up for myself. I entered the venue solo and denied him entry as a +1. Security was already informed by Lena, so they didn't allow Darren in after me. In the end, he had to drive back home. I had a blast at the party and went home in Lena's BMW. Darren was already home and looked ready for an argument or an apology. I didn't get to find out because I told him up front that we would be separating soon. While Darren took in that shock, I shut myself in my room. After several rounds of crying and begging, Darren learned the hard way that behaving like a bad husband would make him a divorced man. Yes, we got a divorce after all, and yes, he did lose the promotion as well. Meanwhile, I made some great contacts at the party and now regularly get called for almost all of their events. I made some great friends and colleagues while also getting out of a toxic marriage, all at one party.